We can kind of get everybody to kind of come on up here a little bit closer. You know, it's not church. No one's going to be preaching too much to you there. We might talk a little bit about the humanities, but that's about as preaching as we're going to get. I want to thank y'all all for coming to this reception today to honor the winners of the Jenice Riley Memorial Scholarship. And I'm going to introduce John Rochester in a few minutes, and we're going to bring the winners up, and we're going to do some pictures, and we're going to let them talk a little about their programs. But I'm going to let our chairman, John Rochester, do all the real talking here. And at this time, John, I'll give it to you.
All right, as Armin said, thanks a lot for coming. This is a special event for us, and especially for me. This is a time that Edgar Weldon has made special for all of us, and especially the Riley family. Jenice Riley was a great person, a decent person, a fantastic teacher who devoted herself to her students. And Edgar had this idea that we ought to have a scholarship fund set up for teachers who were in the same vein of Jenice. And so this has been going on for many years. We've honored Jenice's memory. Her family is here. Governor Riley's here. Chrislyn Cry's here, her sister. And we appreciate you coming. We always have family members here, and we appreciate you coming up for this. And in just a minute, I'm going to ask you to come up also. We're very proud to do this. This is one of the best things that we can do. We do a lot of scholarships, we do a lot of programs, but to help these school teachers who are innovative continue with what they're doing to help our kids is one of the best things that we can do in humanities. So we appreciate all of you coming out, all of our board members who are here, and guests, and of course honorees. So we're going to start, and I'm going to ask our school teachers to come up first. We're going to start with Diane Henderson of East Lawrence Middle School, Trinity, Alabama. And I'm going to ask Diane to come up and tell us about your program and what you do and your innovation. So Diane, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Diane Henderson from Moulton, Alabama. I teach at East Lawrence Middle School. I teach 4th grade science and Alabama history. And as an Alabama history teacher, I've seen what we cover, just a lot of information about how cotton has played a role in Alabama's history, culture, and economy. And that's where we're going with our project. We're really getting into project-based learning this year. And so cotton is going to be the focus of what we do with our project-based learning. And the outcomes we're expecting are, we want to make a quilt about cotton and its history. We want to talk about the cotton gin and the role that played in cotton becoming a big crop in Alabama. We want to talk about different phases of history and how cotton has influenced everything that Alabama is and continues to be. At the end of this, as a culmination, we plan to have a performance for parents and peers. We've got some cute little songs about picking cotton and things in the old days, and then we want children to speak and share the things that they have learned with their parents so that they become involved as well. We also have some community outreach things planned. We have some older ladies in line who are going to come talk to our children about quilting, and we have found an artist who has done numerous paintings about cotton and all of its phases of growth, and she's going to come do a session with our children as well. So we're really excited about this project and what this money is going to enable us to pursue. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Suhey Kennedy from Martha Gaskins Elementary in Birmingham. Suhey.
Good morning. I was telling some folks this morning I'm actually a veteran. I served 4 years in the military, and I did one deployment to Kosovo. I'm also a military spouse, so our service members are really important to me. I've experienced firsthand the sacrifices a soldier has to make. Also, as a military spouse, I've seen what children go through when their spouses, their moms and dads are gone. And now becoming a civilian, I've noticed that a lot of our kids have become desensitized about what it is to be a soldier. They play these video games and they don't realize, but there are true sacrifices these soldiers make. They don't repopulate or regenerate or respawn like these video games do. And so I want to bring that to my children, and I want to make sure all 500 kids at my school understand that dads and moms go off to war, and sometimes dads and moms don't come back, and I want to make it age appropriate. So with this scholarship, I'll be able to find age appropriate books to teach my students, also bring veterans in to share their experiences. I have a couple of friends that are deployed, and we're going to be able to communicate with them, get them care packages, and show them that Birmingham, Alabama is #1 for veterans. We started Veterans Day, and we're going to continue to do Veterans Day, and that we have not become desensitized. That though we don't have a huge military base like Fort Hood, we do care about our soldiers, and our students are aware of what's going on, and they do love our soldiers. So I want to bring that to them, as well as teach our children that soldiers are there for them, and that they need to understand that our flag is not something to stand up for 2 minutes a day, and that pledge is just not something to memorize, but to say with heart and feeling, to totally respect what America is and what these soldiers have sacrificed.
Our next recipient is Janet Lefford from Dodge Elementary School, Mobile, Alabama.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your service. My project is going to involve connecting the present with the past, and in teaching gifted elementary, our themes this year are influence, discovery, and change. And I get to do world history, which normally, according to the state curriculum, and probably everywhere in the country, doesn't start till 8th grade. So I'm bringing it down to elementary, and I'm going to share with my different grade levels, which will impact about 1,000 students, and then my gifted cohorts will be able to benefit from this wonderful grant. And down in Mobile at the University of South Alabama, they do graduate archaeologists, and there's a lot going down in South Alabama as far as underwater archaeology. Besides, Fort Mims is near, St. Stephen's, and Fort Condy. So after going to a workshop, I thought I could support our archaeology department, and I'm going to use the grant to purchase items from their gift shop, which actually represents colonial South Alabama and does impact the rest of Alabama too, and create history boxes that I can distribute throughout the schools, my school, through my fellow PACE teachers, and it'll have things that they can connect with colonial Alabama, but see the influence of the past and the present, and it's going to bring in architecture, the ancient Greeks and Romans, we're learning about that, and we'll be able to go on a field trip to the museum because of this grant, and then take a bus tour of downtown Mobile and see, and they will understand the column influence also, which also we can see in our state capitol and in Washington, D.C. And they will photograph and they will journal, and these boxes should last for a while. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a nice resource for a lot of teachers and children, for years to come. Thank you very much.
And finally, Allison Wesley from Ashland Elementary School, and she just happens to be from Clay County, Alabama. We have a great contingency here from Clay County. Allison.
Thank you. My name is Allison Wesley. I teach first grade at Ashland Elementary School. And I just want to say, on behalf of my first graders and Ashland Elementary School, we are just so honored to receive this scholarship. We're going to be using it to build a frog and fish pond for our 6th grade students. We're doing it as a civic duty from our first grade students. What we'll do is our first grade students will donate time and this scholarship to our sixth grade students as kind of a service, a community service thing. And our community workers will come in also and help build the frog pond. And what we're going to do is have the students research Alabama wetland plants that are going to be planted around the frog pond, and we'll also have them research the life cycles of tadpoles and frogs. So they're very, very excited. We are so honored. Just thank you so much.
I'm going to ask Governor Riley and Chrislyn if you'll come up at this time, and Rob, I didn't come on in. Come on. Yeah, Robert. And who wants to speak for the family? Governor, Rob, Chrislyn.
I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Jenice would just be beyond honored and excited to hear what great things her memory is being financially moving forward. Jenice was an amazing teacher. She taught first grade in inner city Atlanta and loved her children so much. So to be able to continue her spirit, continue her passion for children in so many different ways across the state of Alabama is wonderful. And we cannot thank you from my brother, my father, my mother, my sister are not here, unfortunately, but they want to thank you as well. Congratulations.
We need to hear from the best governor this state's ever had.
One of the things about the judge that I love the most, he's the most perceptive person I've ever known. There are very few things that mean as much to a parent is to know that people will continue to remember someone from their family that is deceased. And to understand that these projects are going to go on in her memory is something that is very, very special to us. Edgar Weldon, thank you. There is, I don't think there's anyone that loved Edgar more, and I still believe that the people that have gone before us know what's going on down here. And I can't think of anything that would mean more to my daughter than to understand that a frog pond is going to be built in her memory, and to know that the history lessons that each one of you are going to provide your students, that truly is what we make all of our decisions on, based on what's going on before. And to the men and women that give their life and their time and everything that they have, I can't think of anything that is more important to us today. You know, there's nothing in this world more important than a great idea. Yours is one I wish we could take nationally. So thank all of you for being here, and thank you for helping remember our daughter. Thank you.
And Edgar, would you come up also, please? We're going to do some photographs, and we'd like to have Edgar.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Anything else, Armin? Can you think of
Once
anything?
we're through, we're gonna do a bunch of photographs here, and then, but once we're through, we can run upstairs. Pretty soon you can be opening the doors up there, we can go sit down, but for the time being, we're gonna take a few photos. There's still food, fruit, I've seen the mimosas still floating around. Don't let them go to waste, you know, really. So,
Again, thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you upstairs.